Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Exos Heroes, and today it's time to discuss the 7th season of the Eternal Bond series out here, and it's pretty different than compared to before. Why? Because instead of actually showing up the generals as the option items, it's actually giving us the option of picking one out of these two gold Fate Core heroes. Yes, one being the Fate Core Iris on the left, and the next being the Fate Core Rudley on the right. And now our dilemma is, who are we supposed to pick? Because both of them are super duper awesome. All right. Anyways, let's get this started. Depending upon how you are actually progressing through your account, you will be able to know which particular hero unit that you really need in your team. All right. So let's get this started. First of all, let's start to review the Fate Core Iris that's on the left hand side, or let's say the White Ocean Iris. Alright, so when we are talking about the Fate Core Iris, is a must have unit, especially for the Javanistania battles, because of the dragon scale warriors, or let's say those first guardian units in the Exos heroes. Okay, they can be a really big problem thanks to their barrier, their overpowered barrier. That can actually be a really great problem to you guys, because once they start stacking up a lot of those barriers together with the allies as well, thanks to the dragon blood, man, the barriers can be really strong, and that can actually be a really problematic thing in order to break down through those barriers in order to kill those opponents. And well, we have got Fate Core Iris, who not only removes the barrier right away the moment it actually gets triggered, she's also actually gonna make the opponents suffer. She's actually going to penalize the opponents with a lot of heavy defense reduction, and that is definitely gonna be a really great help in order to just kill the opponents right away. And that's said and done, guys. She's like a mana battery. She can provide a lot of mana for the entire team out there in the Javanistania battles, and also in the PvE contents, those story contents, right? And on top of that one, she can actually also provide that amazing frost damage immunity to the entire team, and whenever it's triggered, she can provide that 50% attack boost to the team as well, and that is such a great thing. But that can be quite countered lately by the Fate Core Schmidt as well. But that's said and done, guys. Fate Core Iris is a perfect option when you are actually trying to fight against the opponents out there in the Javanistania battles, because, well, who does not like to use the first guardian units in their team? If you are actually looking for the Lenham team, they are going to use the Fate Core Jeon. If you are going to look into the Greenland team, they will be using the Fate Core Rera, and so on and on. And if you are looking into the Western Red team, they are going to be using the Fate Core Magi, right? Yes. So that can be a really big problem to you guys if you don't use the Fate Core Iris in your team. That's it and done. She is definitely a SS tier unit when it comes to the Javanistania battles. That's how good she is. But when we are looking into the story contents, she's not really that superb out there. There are so many units that can easily replace her. Okay, so for the story contents, not really an amazing unit. Okay, especially if you are really trying to contend in the very hard contents out there. Now the next unit is gonna be the Fate Core Rudley on the right hand side, this samurai over here. He is definitely an amazing unit, especially when it comes to the story contents. Yes, when you are talking about the story progression, Fate Core Rudley, the gold Fate Core Rudley, can give you a lot of boost to your performance out there. First of all, guys, his second active skill is OP. Yes, totally OP. He can provide a massive HP boost and defense boost to all the allies depending upon his own HP and defense stats. Like, let's say, for example, my Fate Core Rudley can provide 150% of HP boost to all the other allies depending upon his own HP. Like, his HP is about like 30,000 HP. So just think about it. 150% of 30,000, that's 45,000 HP to everyone. 45,000 extra bonus HP to everyone. Even if there is someone very squishy out there in a team, like with just 5,000 or 8,000 HP, even that particular unit is actually going to become so tanky out there. Not only that, he's going to boost the HP, but even the defense stats as well. Like, my own Fate Core Rudley can actually boost the defense by up to 100%. Think about it. And that's not on the reference to the particular target. It's on him. Meaning, like, if you are actually going to provide him about even 5,000 defense points, think about it. 100% of the defense stat, that's plus 500 bonus defense to all the allies in the team. With that massive bulk of HP and defense, he's definitely a great unit to be used in any kind of content in the game out there. Whether it be the Javanistania battles, whether it be the air squadron raid battles, whether it be the mainly for the Holy Dragon grounds and for the story contents. Yes, even if you are not going to face against the hardest of those story contents out there, if you just have Fedco Rudley in your team, your battle is gonna be much easier. All right, you are gonna have so much increased, like survivability and durability in the battlefield out there, and that's what our beloved Gold Fedco Rudley can provide in the team, and that's what he is really known for. And if he is under the commandership of the Fedco Garf or Garf, at that time he could actually possibly provide that extra barrier to the teammate as well as himself as well, and that's an extra defensive bonus over there. And with his first active skill, he can even silence the opponents while actually inflicting them the damage based on the HP after a certain number of turns. More the HP he has, the more the damage he's going to deal, and silence can be a really great help in order to just have some really good advantage against the opponents, because it's a really good way to control the opponents, right? And so on and on. Fedco Rudley, one of the best damn amazing unit that you can actually use for the Wasted Red team. And definitely there is one amazing YouTuber known as the Dreadnought who actually really love the Wasted Red team, and you can actually look out for how the Wasted Red team can actually perform in the battle out there by looking into his YouTube videos. All right, so that's it and done, guys. Definitely it's such a really great like this confusion, like who are you really supposed to get? Is it gonna be the Fedco Iris or Fedco Rudley? Well, the answer is pretty clear after doing all these reviews. Number one, if you are totally a new beginner and you really want to make sure that your story progression, or you really want to make sure that your PvE progression or story progression would be really great, then that means Fedco Rudley is going to be a really great help. And if you want to pick the Fedco Rudley, not only that, he's going to be a really great assistance in the story contents, but also in the Zennosh battle as well, because that massive HP and defense boost can make your team nearly immortal, especially if the opponents are a little bit weaker than you. All right, even if your opponents are pretty hard and they are very powerful than you, then still you will be able to hold on to your own grounds. Okay, so that's the thing out there. That's the advantage that the Fedco Rudley is going to provide to you guys, and he has that burst damage skill in his second active skill as well. That means he can deal some really great damage provided that he has extra mana, and he actually pairs up really nice with the Black Fedco Annie. So try to get the Black Fedco Annie as soon as possible as well. Anyways, that said and done, Fedco Rudley, definitely the best pick out there, especially for the beginners and for the late game content players. Okay, he's such a great unit. Next is gonna be the Fedco Iris. Fedco Iris is totally limited to the Zennosh battles. Okay, or let's say the Archburst that's going to come really soon. All right, Fedco Iris is gonna be a really great help in order to counter or to really manage the first Guardian units out there. But when we are talking about the Archburst, the thing is that the opponents or all the all the players in the team are actually gonna be provided at 30% of attack boost while reducing the defense by 70%. Yes, you heard me right. Such kind of buff will actually be applied in the battlefield out there. 70% reduction in defense is already a huge amount. Alright, and that means the dragon scale shield or barriers may not be really that powerful. And if the barriers are not really that powerful in the first place, the users of Fedco Iris might actually be slowing down. Might be going down real fast. For now, in Zennosh battles, definitely she's a goddess tier unit. But when we are talking about the Archverse, Archverse, then well, guess what? Things can be a lot different out there, guys. And Fedco Iris may not be one of the best used unit out there in that content because of the heavy defense penalty that is already been applied. And well, when we are looking forward for a very offensive team, man, Fedco Iris might actually be sided real fast. So that is the future problem with the Fedco Iris. That's it and done, guys. If you already have Fedco Rudley, try to get the Fedco Iris. If you already have Fedco Iris, and if you don't have the Fedco Rudley, then try to get the Fedco Rudley right away. But if you have both of these units, then well, I would say try to go for the Fedco Rudley, because better his stats, better his second active skill. Yes, His second active skill stats, like the boost, actually keeps on improving with the stats of the Fedcore Rudley. So with some Fedcore fusion, definitely you will have much advantage out there in the battlefield with those extra stats. Okay, being able to provide even more HP boost and defense boost to your allies. So that's the condition out there. And if you are a beginner and you don't even have both of the units like Fedcore Aris and Fedcore Rudley, then well, you can totally go with Fedcore Rudley. He's gonna be a really great help, and he's actually gonna make your game much smooth and very easy indeed. Alright, so that's it and done, guys. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. What do you guys think about my insight? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any kind of extra feedback, insight, opinions, criticism, do let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a really good discussion about that one. And that's it and done. See you guys in the next video.